What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How you all doing? I got today and one of this long-awaited movie review I've been promising for quite some time. Apologize for the time. Of course, this week's been a little hectic, but that's just for another time. Anyway, let's talk about The Iron Claw, a movie that been on my watch list. I want to see it back when it came out. Please excuse the camera. Fortunately, now I finally got a chance to watch it on demand. And I will freaking say, as speaking both as a movie critic and as a wrestling critic and a former wrestler myself, I will say I felt like the story did the Von Erich family good justice. In a good way, there was moments of nostalgia, there was moments of history, there were moments that had me smiling, there were always moments that had me crying. But overall, it was a phenomenal movie that really documented and captured the essence of this dynasty that left us way too damn soon. And of course, all of them were so talented. Of course, as we all know, Kevin Von Erich is the last remaining Von Erich living. As we say, he's got, if you've watched the movie, like at the end, you're shocked. It's like he survived it all, and there he is. He's happily married. He's a grandfather. 13 grandkids, that's a freaking lot. I mean, if you thought being the second oldest of six boys was insane, yes, there were six boys, not 4 or 5, as the movie said. But yeah, it's a shock how it goes. But anyway, back to the movie at hand. Please excuse Cypher. Yeah, I really liked how they pulled it off. I mean, Zac Efron really made the whole look spot on. I mean, I think he put on a little too much muscle, if that makes any sense. I mean, he wasn't too. I think it was a little too beefed up. I'm like, well, let's see. Kevin was always the much more skinnier of the bunch, especially Mike. But yeah, and then of course Kerry and David, they were built like rock stars, and but of course, another thing that kind of irked me was I think they rewrote history a little differently because here's the thing. I know Kerry was going to be an Olympic athlete, but here's the thing. He had debuted in '79, the same year that the story began. So just a little thing that you know about. I mean, I don't know why they changed it up. I think they wanted to give Kerry's backstory a bit more different thing, because I know he always wanted to be a big athlete. He never did want to do wrestling, but of course, as you know, the Fritz wanted his boys to excel in something that they were good in. I mean, I just love how they were able to take some of these elements and just, you could tell, how it so mimics the real life Von Erich family. And that it was just so impressive how they pulled it all off. But I did like the opening prologue scene where everything was just shot in black and white, which really captured. Oh, this is the old school era. This is the '60s and the '50s. Oh, this is when Fritz was as height. He was over as Rover because he was a villain. He was a Nazi. That's what the whole gimmick is. So, in case for any people that didn't know about that, and they never specifically tell you give any details of what he did or how successful he was. But I did a little digging. If any wrestling fans out there, you will find some Fritz Von Erich matches back in the day. And apparently he wrestled Lou Thez at an NWA event in 1963. They almost fought to an hour draw. That's what I was told. All right, but of course some tales is he's wrestled more than him. I think he wrestled. Let's see. I knew he had so much acumen, but I'm glad that they really did. I mean, my goodness, Colt McEnany, or whatever you pronounce his name, he did a really great job, bringing Fritz Von Erich back to life. I mean, man, it's just insane how they pulled that off. The rest of the cast, I mean, really impressive how they did all. My goodness, the guy that they got to play Harley Race was almost spot on perfect, with the exception of them missing the glaring omission, which was his tattoos. How they forget that is beyond me. But then, of course, they got the guy that played Ric Flair, who, holy crap, talk about nostalgia trip right there. He really embodied Ric Flair at that time of his career. The long flowing hair. He was always getting the girls. He was the jet flying style and profile, wheeling dealing son of a gun, as he said. And man, I'm really glad that they really did that. That's a damn shame that they didn't recreate the match between Kerry and Flair from Texas Stadium. For when they did the Dave Von Erich tribute thing. I did like. I kind of marked out a little bit because when I started to notice some real workers that were in this movie between Chavo Guerrero playing the Sheik. The Sheik, not the Iron Sheik. Okay, there's a difference. Okay, that's and Farhat, Sabu's uncle. Then there was Ryan Nemeth, Nick Nemeth's younger brother, and of course you have, Maxwell Jacob Friedman as Lance Von Erich, which I'm glad that they didn't expand more, but you could totally tell he totally embodied Lance Von Erich, and it was just only one scene. I thought there was more to that, but I was like, huh, all right. Well, so there he is. There's MJF playing Lance Von Erich, the fake Von Erich of the group, and then of course, all the stars that you could tell from World Class were essentially brought to life, and of course, again, there was a lot of different glaring omissions that they've left out. One of the big one was the youngest Von Erich. There was Chris, which of course I'm glad that they kind of did, but at the same time I understand they were trying to make the plot as simple and easy for some non-wrestling fans to follow, and I really felt like they did a fantastic job, and you could just give them that all those great emotions, and it was all there. And by the end, you're just wanting to cheer for everything. And man, Zac Efron really put the work in to bring Kevin Von Erich to life. Jeremy Allen White, made Kerry look like a freaking beast. And then, of course, Harris Dickinson as David Von Erich. I could go on and on, but you get my point. Everybody really, if they really wanted to create a wrestling themed drama, this is how you do it. Okay, you get the people, get them to work out, you get them to truly understand and embody these real life wrestlers that were sadly are no longer with us, but most of them. But you get my point, and it really, and the results just show. Okay, my only problem is I think they made the plot almost run a little too long, but that's just me. But other than that, it's a fine docudrama, just looking back and giving you all the nostalgia and the feels, and just gives you a little peek behind the curtain into the business as a whole, especially from one family, just watching it just happen and just self-destruct. It's kind of sad. I really wish we could have seen more, but overall, I felt everything that we saw on screen was just respectful and good to a T. I'm like, man, my goodness, great work all around. And with that in mind, I'm going to give the Iron Claw, I'm probably going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's almost damn near perfect. It's almost on the wrestler level stuff. Of course, when it's the wrestler, that is more fictional, and that was an Oscar-worthy contender. This, I hope, does get some Oscar-worthy buzz, especially when you got Jeremy Allen White, who is an Oscar winner in himself, who plays Kerry. Seriously, throw all the accolades at him. You'll get something special. All right. So that's what I got for today. I want to hear your thoughts. If you have not seen the Iron Claw, give it a watch. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for some more awesome and exciting content.